When talking about the most dominant team in the NBA right now, what is the one team that comes to your mind? If I were to answer that question using what everybody's talking about on social media, I hear more rumors about the Los Angeles Lakers than the actual team that's dominating the NBA. And that team right now is the Milwaukee Bucks. Calling out all Milwaukee Bucks fans out there, if this video can get to 100 likes in the first 24 hours, we're gonna give some good luck to the Milwaukee Bucks that this year they'll actually make the NBA Finals. But to go back to what I was saying, yes, the Milwaukee Bucks are actually the most dominant team in the NBA right now, and we're talking about power rankings going into the NBA restart, they're at number 1. And as a matter of fact, their dominance has been consistent and their improvement is something we must look at. In 2018, the Milwaukee Bucks ended their season at the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference. They got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, but their improvement goes into next season in the 2019 season when they actually went from the 7th seed to the 1st seed in the Eastern Conference in 2019. A jump like that is something worth looking at, but what's very important to know is look at the record the Milwaukee Bucks had last year. They ended off the record with 1st in the Eastern Conference with 60 wins to 22 defeats. And what's very crazy to look at right now is the record they have in 2020. They're currently 1st in the Eastern Conference, not just in the Eastern Conference. They're 1st in the NBA with the record of 53-12. And what's interesting is they still have 17 games left to play, and they're on track to actually beat their record of 60 wins last year. So I don't understand why the Milwaukee Bucks aren't getting as much attention as they should, because right now they're dominating the NBA. And it's pretty obvious why they're dominating. It's because of their MVP player of Giannis. The improvement of Giannis since he joined the NBA in 2013 has been tremendous, has been amazing to watch, and you Giannis fans out there are cheering for him to make the NBA Finals this year and potentially win it all. And there are so much rumors out there surrounding Giannis that if he fails to win a championship in this upcoming season or the next season, he's gonna wanna leave Milwaukee. And in this video, we're going to be learning about the truth of this topic. Is Giannis going to leave the Bucks? And if not, what are trades the Bucks can make to keep Giannis to stay, or trades they can make to make them champions? But before I get into this video, I just want to say if you're new to the channel and love basketball, guys, welcome to ezBUCKETz. I make basketball videos on a daily consistent basis, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't want to miss that. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to not miss any of my videos. We just hit 30,000 subscribers, guys. I really appreciate it. And now let's keep growing together and aim for 40,000. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about Milwaukee Bucks and their future. In this video, I've come up with multiple trades and players the Bucks should target that I believe can make this team a new dynasty. I'll be completely honest, right now with their big 3 or big 4 you can say of Bledsoe, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, I don't think it's enough to say they're a super team or they're a dynasty. I think they're just one superstar or all-star away from getting into that category. And in this video, I've picked multiple all-stars that I believe will be a perfect fit alongside Giannis. Oh yeah, if you guys didn't catch the drift and memo, I'm basically saying that Giannis will stay in Milwaukee, and you Buck fans out there are definitely happy of me saying this. I believe Giannis will stay. The biggest rumor is that Giannis is entering 2020 free agency as an unrestricted free agent and can sign with any team that he wants. There are rumors about him going to the Warriors, the Raptors, the Heat. There are so many talks out there. But guys, I'm telling you and honestly saying that he's probably and most likely staying in Milwaukee. So you fans out there, be happy because I actually believe it. But what I'm trying to say is that when he hits free agency, it might not be an instant yes. So the Bucks have to make some trades in this upcoming offseason or during the NBA trade deadline next season to make sure that Giannis is attracted and 100% wants to stay with maybe a new roster, a big massive trade. This video is going to be great scenarios surrounding that. When talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and what I believe their biggest flaw is and what they can improve on, I personally believe it is in their backcourt. Right now, the starting lineup is Eric Bledsoe and Wesley Matthews, and they play around it maybe with Pat Connaughton, Dante DiVincenzo, maybe Kyle Korver, but I believe getting a new 1 or 2 can make this team a new dynasty. Specifically, if they can focus on trading for a better ball handler player, a player that can also create a shot on his own, and also bring some new veteran NBA championship experience to the team, this team could play at a great and be better at a different level. I specifically made 6 trade scenarios, and let's get into it right now. So the first player that the Bucks should try to target is Chris Paul, currently of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're talking about Chris Paul right now during the 2020 season. He has surprised all of us, guys. He is currently leading OKC to an NBA playoff run, and the Thunder has actually been one of the most surprising teams during this NBA regular season. During last year's offseason, when Chris Paul got traded from Houston to Thunder for Westbrook, everybody was saying that the Thunder is finished. They're probably going to try to trade Chris Paul away, but the Thunder kept him, and they're actually a really good team. They are currently fighting for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th spot in the Western Conference, and with Chris Paul leading them, he's proving to the NBA that at his age, he's still a superstar, all-star point guard. But I personally believe that his future is not with OKC to win a championship, and that's why giving CP3 the best opportunity at an NBA Finals appearance and an NBA championship opportunity, the Milwaukee Bucks would be a perfect fit. As I mentioned earlier, the Bucks could really use help at that point guard position, at that backcourt position, and Chris Paul is at a tier of his own. Being known as one of the point guards in NBA history, being one of the better passers in the NBA, and being known to be the point guard, imagine Chris Paul running the ball with Giannis going to the rim. Those pick and roll situations would be amazing, as Chris Paul is comfortable throwing alley-oops on the inside and dominant player. And we all know what Giannis is really good at: inside scoring. This duo is a no-brainer, and this would be the trade. The Bucks would have to give up a lot, I'll be completely honest, because Chris Paul is worth it and worth $41 million. His contract is pretty expensive, but this is the cost. It would be Eric Bledsoe of $17 million, George Hill, Ersan Ilyasova, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and their 2021 first-round pick. I know this is a pretty big trade, but imagine a lineup of Chris Paul, Chris Middleton, Giannis, maybe Wesley Matthews, and Brook Lopez. That's just disgusting. Chris Paul would literally have a surrounding of all-star players and an NBA superstar of Giannis, which would give him a great shot at an NBA championship in the Eastern Conference. The next player on this list I believe the Bucks should target is Jrue Holiday of the New Orleans Pelicans, guys. Jrue Holiday is known in the NBA to be one of the best defenders at that backcourt position, guys. And what every team in the NBA wants is a player that can defend at a high level, and Jrue fits that category perfectly. We're talking about Jrue's situation right now. I don't see him being in the future of the Pelicans going forward in the next 5 years. He's definitely a player on the Pelicans roster that they could trade away to get the best assets possible to surround their future of Lonzo, Ingram, and Zion. And that's why I believe Jrue Holiday is the most likely player to be traded from that team. And I believe the Bucks should buy in. Imagine getting an upgrade of Bledsoe to Jrue Holiday, a player who can score better, defend better, and is just better in every category. Jrue Holiday can either start at point guard or shooting guard and can be very versatile when defending the other team's best player, which the Bucks do lack when it comes to their starting point guard of Eric Bledsoe. In this trade scenario, it would be Jrue Holiday for Eric Bledsoe, Ersan Ilyasova, Dante DiVincenzo, and their 2021 first-round pick. What do you guys think about that? I believe this trade the Pelicans would accept because the Pelicans are getting a good return. Before I talk about the next player, I want to give a quick shout out to Dante DiVincenzo, guys. If you guys don't watch the Milwaukee Bucks, this guy is up and coming in the NBA. He plays great defense, has great athleticism, and a lot of NBA teams could use a talent like that. A young player that is driven to play defense and also crash the offensive boards. Dante is a great example of a young player that's on the rise in the NBA. That's why I believe I'm putting him in many trade scenarios, because teams could use this value. So yeah, let's move on to the next player. The next player I believe they should target is Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz, guys, and this is actually a very popular opinion. Donovan Mitchell and Giannis are both in the category of upcoming superstars in the NBA. We're talking specifically about the rumors surrounding Donovan. There are many rumors out there that he actually might want to leave Utah Jazz because of what happened to the relationship between him and Rudy Gobert. There has been a recent report that they fixed that relationship and will continue and focus on an NBA championship, but still, guys, the future of Donovan Mitchell in his young career is something he's looking into, and getting an opportunity to play with the Milwaukee Bucks is definitely an important factor. Donovan Mitchell will be entering unrestricted free agency in 2021, and he can actually join anything that he wants. And if the Utah Jazz are sensing he won't re-sign due to personal and emotional reasons, then the Jazz might want to put him on the trading block, and that's when I believe the Bucks should buy in as well. Because Donovan will only be getting paid $5 million, he's not that expensive and is at a pretty good price. But the point is, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to have to give up a decent amount to get Donovan. In this trade scenario, it will be Donovan Mitchell, Royce O'Neal, Tony Bradley for Eric Bledsoe, DJ Wilson, Dante DiVincenzo, and their 2021 second-round pick. And guys, this is very important because the Utah Jazz can still get a dominant point guard of Eric Bledsoe. Well, imagine the Milwaukee Bucks getting a point guard of Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton shooting guard. Oh my God, Giannis power forward center. Imagine that lineup, guys. A big three of Donovan, Middleton, and Giannis. That would be spectacular. We all know that Giannis picked Donovan Mitchell this year during the NBA All-Star game, which means they do have a pretty good relationship, and I don't see their personalities clashing when it comes to chemistry. What do you guys think about that? Donovan to the Bucks. Is that a good idea? Let me know your thoughts. This fourth trade scenario, guys, is actually and will probably blow your mind, and that's Bradley Beal going to the Milwaukee Bucks to join Giannis. Bradley Beal definitely entered that category and that recognition of a superstar player this season, guys. He averaged 30 points per game on the absence of John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, and a lot of their point guards on the Washington Wizards. Bradley Beal has really stepped up and has proven to the NBA what his worth actually is. And right now, with the multiple rumors that Bradley Beal, the best opportunity for him is to leave the Wizards, the Bucks is actually a great target. There are multiple rumors about Bradley Beal going to the Brooklyn Nets to join Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, but I believe that if he goes to the Milwaukee Bucks, he'll have a better situation there to be the second option instead of the third option in Brooklyn. But Buck fans, I'll be completely honest, if Bradley Beal were to join Milwaukee and to join Giannis, the sacrifice would have to be Chris Middleton. This trade is a simple 1-for-1 Bradley Beal for Chris Middleton, but the Bucks would have to give up the 2021 first-round pick because Beal is a lot better than Chris. There are many rumors this year that Bradley Beal should have made the All-Star team over Chris Middleton, and you know what, guys? I believe that as well. Beal is definitely better than Chris Middleton, and imagine if Bradley Beal would be that starting shooting guard with Giannis of Bledsoe at point guard, Beal shooting guard, maybe Wesley Matthews small forward, I don't know, Giannis obviously at power forward, and Brook Lopez at center. That would be absolutely crazy. A lot of you guys want Beal to go somewhere else, and I believe Bucks is the place. The fifth trade scenario is Gordon Hayward of the Boston Celtics going to the Milwaukee Bucks, guys. In this upcoming season, Gordon Hayward has a player option of $32 million with the Boston Celtics, guys. I personally believe he'll opt in, he'll take that contract, but will put the Celtics in the position to actually trade him either at the NBA trade deadline or they're going to lose him for nothing in this upcoming offseason. The reason why I believe Gordon Hayward will leave Boston is only because I believe the Boston is looking towards their future with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum running that shooting guard and small forward position long term. In this case, it leaves Gordon Hayward out of the picture due to his previous injuries. He would have been that starting small forward, that starting shooting guard, but because of his injuries, it bumped him down the list. And I believe Gordon Hayward still has the ability to be an all-star in the NBA, and going to a team with a championship winning mentality right now of the Bucks is what Gordon Hayward needs. So if the Boston Celtics are going to feel desperate and want to trade away Gordon, it would be to the Milwaukee Bucks in this trade scenario. And the trade would be Gordon Hayward for Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and their 2021 first-round pick. I believe Gordon Hayward's personality would match Chris Middleton, Giannis at a high level, and they can sign a cheap backcourt player that can give this team an all-around presence at the ball-handling spot. Gordon Hayward is great at mid-range shots, and the Milwaukee Bucks really need to improve at that area, and also Gordon Hayward can play make at a high level. What do you guys think about that? Gordon Hayward going to the Bucks. And the last player on this list is not an all-star, but actually a dominant role player, and used to be on the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's JJ Redick of the New Orleans Pelicans. If the Milwaukee Bucks fail to get Drew Holiday from the Pelicans, I believe they should target JJ Redick, who's a cheaper option, but also a primetime player. Going into next season, the Milwaukee Bucks do love shooters to surround Giannis with, and losing Kyle Korver is definitely going to be a big hit, but getting an upgrade of JJ Redick could be the answer. JJ Redick will be entering his final season as a Pelican because he only signed a 2-year contract, and that's why I believe the Pelicans will try to trade him for some decent assets because he's definitely going to join an opportunity and leave the Bucks and join maybe a championship contending team. Because I believe JJ will leave the Pelicans to join a better opportunity at a championship in 2021. In this trade scenario, it'll be Ersan Ilyasova, DJ Wilson, and the 2022 second-round pick for JJ Redick. The New Orleans Pelicans can get a future player of DJ Wilson, an NBA veteran of Ersan, and a future pick, basically instead of losing JJ Redick for nothing. In this trade scenario, they can start Eric Bledsoe, have JJ Redick play shooting guard, Middleton small forward, Giannis power forward, and Brook Lopez at center. This is a cheaper alternative than losing Eric Bledsoe and Chris Middleton, because I know a lot of you Buck fans out there believe both of them should stay. But yeah guys, this wraps up my video today on the best possible players I believe the Milwaukee Bucks can trade for and target in this upcoming offseason, either during next year's NBA trade deadline or next year's offseason. But guys, what's most important is I want to know what you guys think. Is there any other players out there you think would be a great fit alongside Giannis to make the Bucks a dynasty, a super team? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if any of these players are the perfect fit. But yeah, other than that guys, take it easy, God bless, and I'll definitely see you next time on ezBUCKETz. Woo!
Ay, look at that boy, huh? Cooking up joints, like, run up the school, like, you already know, never got help, so did it myself, doing so well, I bet you can't tell that I've been running, like this my dance.